Hello everybody, Cooper here and welcome back to another episode of the AFL 23 Management Career Mode here with the Adelaide Crows. I hope you're all doing very well. We're going to start today's episode with not some games but some more contracts that we are going to be signing. I've made a little bit of decisions, thinking process in between episodes, and I've given Jace Morrison some game time in the beginning of the season. His morale has gone up. He has decided to sign a new deal with us for 9 years, $525,000 a season. It is a back-ended contract, as you can see on screen now. His first season is going to be worth $441,000, and as he gets older and as he gets, becomes a better player, his monetary value on his contract will improve, peaking at about $609,000 a season in 2034, where we already have $3.5 million committed for 5 players. So that is something to keep an eye on. We are obviously signing these long contracts, but they are relatively team friendly. One player that I am also going to be looking to sign to a new deal is, where is he? Mr. Number 23, Isaac Rankin. We're going to be looking to sign him to a new deal. I'll probably give him a 6-year deal. I'm probably not going to give him the 9 years because he is already a little bit older. But we're going to start this at the same amount as he's currently on, if not a little bit more, $525,000 a season for the 6 years. He only wants $569,000. We'll up it to $570, make it nice and round, even number, and he should accept that, which he does. Fantastic. And we actually might do one more contract. I did notice that Riley O'Brien is expiring at the end of the season, which means his money will come off the books, which I'm actually very happy about, because as discussed, we'll probably be letting him go. Wayne Miller, for now, we'll let him go, and we'll recruit a few small forwards in the off-season. In terms of everybody else that is currently under contract, Taylor Walker's money will be coming off the books, as he will probably either be traded or retire. Roy Sloane, depending on how much he decreases, we might be trading him as well. So we'll be creating a little bit of cap space. But Riley Thilthorpe is going to be another player that we're going to want to sign to a long contract. We're going to give him 5 years, as he has got lower potential overall. It's only in the 86 to 87 range, whereas the other players we've been signing have been in the high 90s range. So we're going to start it off at really low, still above what he's currently earning. He only wants $434,000 a season. I am quite happy with that, and I will probably back end it. So we're going to up this a little bit to $535,000 a season. We will back end it as I discussed. And we will offer him the contract, and he should sign, which he does. But that brings us to today's action, where we're going to start off with the game against GWS at home. They're currently sitting in second on the ladder, despite us taking all of their players. They're doing very, very well. So we've got the month of May and the month of June to get through. So we've got GWS, West Coast, Hawthorn, Fremantle. Then we've got the return fixture against Port, then Richmond, Melbourne and Carlton. So we've got a lot of games to get through, and we've also got the mid-season draft where we'll be looking to add probably another small forward, because we are lacking a small forward at the moment. I know I just said I'm going to get rid of Wayne Miller, mainly just because I don't think he's up to scratch. We're going to try and improve that position. But in terms of depth, we do need another small forward option just to get us through to the end of the season. But we're going to continue. We're going to select the lineup. Speaking of small forwards, Isaac Rankin currently injured. Fantastic. Ben Mackay is back, which is good, but we need to find one of our small forwards. Nan Curvis, another one that I'm probably going to be letting go. Ben Ronke can play. Again, one of those emergency situations where he's going to be in the team, but I don't expect him to play every game, but he is there for the time being. And then Ben Mackay will come in for Max Michelini. Taylor Walker's already down to a 73. When's Cadman coming back? Doesn't say just yet. Rankin is injured. Wayne Miller is actually going to come in for Ben Ronke, I've decided. He is a little bit higher quality player. I know I'm really chopping and changing what I'm saying about Wayne Miller. I'm saying he's a better quality player one moment and then saying he's not good enough in other portions. So I'm sort of contradicting myself is the word I'm looking for. But this is the team we're going to go with for round 8. As you can see, we're doing very well. Kingston Stark up to an 82, doing very well. Haynes is currently on an 84. What about Christie? He's an 84. Morrison's up to a 79. And then our key defender, I can't think of his name because he's injured at the moment. Or is he not injured? Mackenzie, he's back. Have we signed Mackenzie to a deal? Did we end up signing him to a deal? I can't remember if we did or not. We did sign him to a deal. Okay, that's no problem. He's on board, that's all that matters. We now have the Giants match. Let's simulate. We win by a point. Fantastic. That is a good result. We were down towards the middle of the last quarter after being up for the majority of the game. But we squeezed by just. Didn't kick straight, but we won in the end. Best on ground would probably be Callahan with his 46 touches. So it's good to get a good result out of this game despite our poor performance. We now have the Eagles at home, who are currently in 16th. We should be winning this one fairly comfortably, assuming nothing terrible happens. Marlon Pickett will come in for Stark, who's currently got an injury. He's got to find another midfielder. Rankin is back. He's not a midfielder, but he can come back into the team. Miller can come and play on the bench for a little bit. Taylor Walker, I'm going to take out of the team because I can't deal with him being in the team for much longer. Let's bring... We don't really need 2 rucks on the bench. Let's bring Saligo into the bench. Bring another midfielder in because we don't really need Taylor Walker anymore. As sad as it is to say about a club legend, we don't really need him anymore as much as he needs us. Cadman's still injured. Ronke is injured. And I can't remember who the other injury was. Stark was injured. How long are the injuries that come in? So Cadman is still inactive. Stark's only got back spasms, so that shouldn't take too long for him to recover. And then Ronke's got a calf strain, but he probably won't be back for the team. We got West Coast in Perth, always a difficult game. But we end up winning by 65 in a very one-sided affair. Callahan, best on ground, 48 disposals and 3 goals. Definitely gets the votes in this game. And what does that do for our percentage? We're looking like we're going to be in the top 4, hopefully. We're 6th. Still haven't got a great percentage, but it is improving, which is good. But we're only a win out of the top 2. So we just got to keep winning and the season will improve. Hawthorn is next on our lineup. Sam Taylor is injured, which means not Michelini. We're going to bring in, where is he? Mackenzie. Our youngster in the draft, we're going to give him lots of game time. He is the next inclusion for Sam Taylor. Okay, home game up against Hawthorn. A very winnable game, but this is the kind of game where weird stuff happens and you might actually lose this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we lost this game, but hopefully we do win. We do win. Took a big 4th quarter effort, but we do win in the end. Callahan again was awesome with the ball. Fogarty kicked 4 goals. One thing I will do at the end of this episode is check the league statistics for the team, as I didn't do that at the end of the last episode, which was a little bit bad of me. I've given up a little bit of checking each of the fixtures for each week. I just think that takes up too much time and I can spend more time talking about stuff that is actually happening to our team rather than talking about league-wide stuff. So I feel much better about just showing you the ladder semi occasionally. I feel like that updates you guys in a much more efficient way. But we're currently sitting in 2nd. Obviously, everybody else has got a game in hand, so I don't expect us to be sitting in 2nd for long. We're in the top 4 though. We are actually equal first. They're 1st through 6, all on the same points. It's just percentage that's dividing those teams. So it'd be very interesting to see where this puts us in terms of the rest of the season. Obviously, we're only 10 games in, but we're in the top 4, which is good. Fremantle is next. Hopefully, we've got a few players come back. Haynes is injured. Sam Darcy can come in, even though we already have... Actually, we don't have a key defender on the bench, so that actually works out just fine. Jack Zeeble is back, but he is purely a backup option. Kingston Stark is back. He will be coming back in from his back spasms. It says we have 5 injuries. Who are the other injuries? Cadman still injured. Taylor Walker is just a shell of himself. Sam Taylor is currently injured as well. Who was the number 1 pick from last season? I'm trying to remember who it was. Blake McPherson, that's who it is, but he's been injured the whole time. I don't think he's played for us yet. He's got a concussion. We've got to get him into the team somehow, but we've got a lot of good defenders, so that's going to be difficult for him to do. Anyway, we're going to confirm this team. We might just end up rotating some of the players just to give them a bit of a break and just, give them a bit of an opportunity. We might end up doing that. Adelaide Fremantle, Indigenous round. This should be a game that we win, and we do win very comfortably. 31 points in the end. Dominated the first quarter, and it was kept pretty even for the remainder of the game, I will be honest. But a good win in the end. We've got the mid-season draft. If we have a look at the ladder now, we're currently in 3rd. Again, equal first, technically speaking. It's just the percentage that divides us, but we're one of the league's best offenses, and we're actually doing very well on defense as well. So, poor St Kilda in last place, not having a great time of it, although they did win last week, so that is something. We do have mid-season draft. We are eligible to take 1 player, but let's have a look at who's been taken so far. It says that Jai Clark is available, but he's kind of not the player I need. We don't need another midfielder. We need a small forward. Or did we take the opportunity to get someone like Jai Clark? Because he was actually someone that I thought about adding to my shortlist during the last off-season, but never did. It's weird that he's here. Who's been picked up so far? That's what I want to know. Gresham, Willem Drew, Callan Ward, actually back to GWS, that's quite funny. Lachlan Keefe, Isaac Cumming, Mark O'Connor, Marcus Adams, Jeremy Howe, and Nick Haynes. So some good players. I think Jai Clark might be the go. We'll have a look at the small forward options, see if there's anyone obvious to pick. But I don't really think there's anyone here that's going to contribute in a meaningful way. We could go Mahoney. That would be an interesting pick. Jack Mahoney's currently in Carlton's VFL team. He's played a handful of games. That is an option that we could go down, but that doesn't really excite me, I will be honest. Bianco, former Collingwood player, I believe, playing Carlton's VFL team at the moment. Just played the 26 games. Again, doesn't really excite me. But again, it is the mid-season draft, so you're not going to get anybody that's 5-star. So yeah, we're starting to get into dodgy territory. Oh, who was that at the end? Alex Sexton. You know what? We're going to take Alex Sexton. I think he will do for the rest of the season as a makeshift option. I think that will do just fine. Can we check out the rest of the draft? How many picks is it? 22 picks. I don't really want to look at all 22. But we now have the showdown. Porter, a game behind us, but they have a terrible percentage for a team of their position, which means I'm assuming they've been thumped a couple of times. But as I said, we've never beaten Port in the career mode so far. Sam Darcy is doing very well. Jake Saligo is probably going to come on for Stark, who's out with an injury. Marlon Pickett will come in. Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad we didn't take Jai Clark in the end, because we do have a lot of midfielders. And yeah, we just don't have a lot of forwards. Tex Walker's down to a 71. Poor Tex, he's not having a great time of it. What's Rory Sloane been doing? He's still an 86. He's still good. But this is the team we're going to go with for the showdown. I like our odds. If anything's going to let us down, it's probably going to be the forward line. But that is okay. We're going to continue. Apparently it's still Indigenous round. We'll simulate. We still haven't beaten Port. We're 3 years in. We've lost all 6 games. We could end up beating them in a final. That would be sweet. But we now have Richmond. How many matches do we have to go in the episode? We've got 3 matches to go in the episode. And then we will wrap things up. We've still got a little bit to go, obviously. Alex Sexton's actually going to come into the team. He's coming in at a perfect time. Wayne Miller has just gotten injured. Blake McPherson's back from his injury. Where do we squeeze him in? We might actually give him sub duties, and Redmond can come out for now. We'll give Redmond a couple of games off. Obviously coming straight off a ACL injury. He's done well as the sub, but we're going to give him a few rounds off, give McPherson a bit game time, and then we'll see how that plays out. But in terms of everybody else, I think the team is looking good. We're still competing for a top 4 spot. We're now a game behind the top 2, which is comprised of Melbourne and Gold Coast of all teams. But we're still above Port. We now play Richmond, who hasn't won in 5 games. And then they go out and beat us. They were on top of us the entire game. And this is where the wheels start to fall off for the Crows, unfortunately. Melbourne are next. Rory Sloane is injured. Marlon Pickett's going to come in. Rory Sloane, we need a midfielder. Luke Dunstan's going to come in and do the job on the bench. I think that's going to be the team for the time being. Hopefully we can beat Melbourne. They're the top team. They're doing very well at the moment. We've lost 3 in a row. We're slowly dropping out of the top 4. We're all the way down to 6 now. Although we're still... Actually, we're probably a couple of games behind now because we're... Top 4 is a game in hand. Carlton is next. Dunstan's injured. Although Cadman is back, which is important to point out. So we're going to bring him in to sit on the bench. Hopefully nothing terrible happens to him while he's there. Redmond is still going to sit out for a little bit. Actually, we're going to bring Redmond in for Caleb Daniel is what we're going to do. And then Caleb Daniel can sit out for a bit. We'll play Redmond for a bit. We can probably afford to get rid of one of our defenders now, either our back pockets or halfback flankers, considering we've taken 2 in a row with the number 1 pick, McPherson and the other guy. Where is he? He's injured at the moment, which is why I can't find him, Haynes. So we can probably look to trade one of those guys. Trouble is, I don't know which one, but we'll make that decision at a later time. As I said, Carlton is next. This will be the final game of the episode. I would like to finish it on a win. We're currently 9th. So we've lost 3 in a row. We were in the top 4 and now we're in 9th, which was where we were almost 2 seasons ago. But let's finish on a win. Let's overthrow Carlton, get ourselves back into the top 8. That would be nice. And we do. We beat Carlton in Melbourne by 21 points. Marlon Pickett gets 49 touches. Rankin kicks 2 goals. But is it enough to get us into the 8? Let's have a look. We're in 7th. That will do us for today. In terms of matches, we play Brisbane next, which will be they're actually a game, sorry, they're a position above us. But we're equal 4th at the moment. We're still above Port, which is good. But let's have a look at these statistics. We'll have a look at how the Crows are doing in their relevant statistics first. We'll sort it by, who's got the most stuff. Isaac Rankin has got the most goals so far. Fogarty looks like he has turned around his goal-kicking form. Callahan's got 12. Christie's got 11. Rory Laird's got 10. Sloane's got 10. And Morrison has got 9 in 15 games as our ruckman, which is actually very, very good. Taylor Walker's he's got 9 in 6. He's still actually playing okay, but he's just got terrible ratings. But if we look at the big disposal winners, I dare say it's Morrison and Callahan, just based on the quick guess, I would say, from what I saw. Keys as well is up there, but he's played a game less. To be fair, Callahan's also played a game less. But Morrison as our ruckman is quite, getting quite a lot of the ball, even though he's spending a lot of time on the bench. Rory Sloane's up there, even though he's missed a couple of games. Pickett's up there. In terms of marks, that would be Ben Keys. Tackles, also Ben Keys tied with Rory Laird. Clearances is Jace Morrison. Kicks is Callahan, and handballs is Morrison. Hitouts, of course, is Riley O'Brien. But if we have a look at the total goal scoring, who's kicking the most points is what I want to know. Lloyd, by the look of it, he's not had a very accurate season in front of goal. 7 goals, 16. Sam Darcy's apparently been spending some time in the forward line. He's got 4 goals, 13, which is quite funny. Haynes has got 3 goals, 12, but he's a defender. I kind of don't expect him to kick a lot of goals. Contested possessions, I wonder who's leading that. That was also Callahan. Contested marks is Rankin with 9. That doesn't seem like very many. And intercept marks is Jordan Dawson with 11. Head and shoulders above second place, who's only got 7. But if we go league-wide now, let's have a look at who's leading the goal kicking. It is former Crow Tyson Stengel. He's got 21 goals. Georgiades has got 19 goals. And Brune also has 19 goals. So Rankin, he's not far behind, but he's not exactly close. Disposals-wise, Morrison, he's in and around the top 20. But David Swallow's got 597 disposals, is very close to the top. I mean, he is the top. What am I talking about? In terms of everybody else, we'll have a look at behinds. Who's kicked the most points? That is Durden from Carlton. He's got 20 behinds, tied with Mo Rioli, who's got 20 as well. Of course, Joe Danaher. I mean, that's sort of expected from Joe Danaher. But speaking of Joe Danaher, we play Brisbane next. So hopefully he doesn't kick too many goals in the next game. But we're going to call it an episode here, guys. We're going to do the final portion of the regular season next time. I don't think there'll be any more contracts for me to sign. I'll probably leave that until the off season. I will deal with it then. Brisbane, they're coming off 2 losses in a row. I like our chances of getting a win at home. We're probably going to make the finals. I'm going to say it now. I feel pretty confident about that. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens with the rest of the season, because we'll do the rest of the regular season next episode. And then the episode after that, we'll hopefully do some finals content, and then we'll obviously do the off season as well, as is standard at this point. But thank you so much for watching up until this point, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.